Hi, and welcome to episode 3 of a Rimworld of Magic. I am Aiken, and I'm super happy to see that the mod has been finally updated for version 1.2 completely, so we're finally able to have some real fun with this. I'm going to expand this little base here today further. I'm not quite sure how and where we're headed. The only thing I know is this place needs some more details, some more specific rooms, and I guess that's where we're going to end at the end of this episode. And if you like this kind of content, check out my channel. You'll find plenty of other Rimworld videos there, alongside with a selected few of my favorite strategy gaming videos. So maybe you'll find something you'll like there, and if so, leave a subscription. You won't miss a future thing, and I'll be super happy about knowing you coming back for more. So we're having a really good time. I love those chameleon yaks. Watch them. They keep changing their color according to their underground. It's quite a funny thing. So when I ended my last episode, we had something like this. So I just hope that this will change, because this was a clear sign that my mod pack was not working anymore. The amount of error messages is a lot lower, so I'm quite confident that today's episode will be just fine. Alright, so research table is up, but like the narrative of the story tells, we are living on a Rimworld of magic, and science is wild and chaotic. You can't control the science. We have random science which only tells us which technology gets researched when it's already researched for about 98% of it. So that's a really funny thing. So we don't know what Yana is actually after right now. Only know that how far the progress bar already is. I love that mod, although it's a little bit limiting. But for role-playing mods, the random research thing is awesome. Okay, so luckily we removed most of the wildlife in the last episode, so I'm going to send Dennis to mine out more of that compacted steel, because we just need that stuff, like for real. So there we go. Let's check out the story of our friends here. Dennis is really liking the mining work a lot, and yeah, so the trio here has finally made this place a home, and today we're going to define this home a little bit more. I have such a certain idea in my mind to expand this place on itself, basically. I have the sandstone available, but I don't have any sandstone chunks. Alright, so my plan here will be to build my warehouse now directly into the existing fortifications, and basically my idea behind that will be to expand my base on its own walls. So maybe we're going to build another layer of fortification wall, and this will be a fortified bastion inside the base. Who knows? I haven't decided fully on that yet. But one thing I know for sure, I want to put down a growing zone into this quadrant here, and when you put out the allow sowing order, you can just make sure your colonists harvest that whenever it's ripe for harvest. And since even saguaros are growing here, I'm just leaving that order there, and that's going to replenish my wood. Generally, we're having a good source of wood here, but I was talking about that during the last episode already. So what we really need now is access to magic and more people to work with. So we're getting raided by the Sickle Wolves. The Sickle Wolves are a local... Let's check it out. Who are they actually? A local pirate band. So it's safe to say that this guy is in for a nasty surprise. Going to send all of them. We're not taking any half measures here. So there it goes. Going to send the fastest of my walkers for the kiting. Alright, that's Yana. It's quite easy. Oh, this guy is actually magically gifted. He's a chronomancer, so take care. So looks like she's in stasis now. And I don't know what that was, but he's now aging. Alright, let's thwack him with a club. Stop magicizing my people. And start dying, Alice. Okay, Connor is having a hard time of tackling that guy down. Alright, so we're going to... He lost his entire leg? How? We gotta talk about this later, because that doesn't make any freaking sense to me, but that's Rimworld. Rimworld doesn't make sense sometimes. Okay, Connor, you are now better laying down to bed, because somehow this guy severed your leg with a combat handgun, and we're going to Dennis him. I'm not accepting anything less. He might be a chronomancer, but no. Would you try to recruit somebody who just took a leg of your friends? No. I don't know how he did that, but, well, I consider it somehow badly mutilated. That's the only thing that really would make sense. So there goes. This guy, like, is that even stopping? Like, what? Are you kidding me? This guy now has a artery blockage, double asthma from one spell. Okay. Don't consider me too happy with that. Honestly, I didn't think that the aging spell would make him age like almost 30 years. You can't straight out kill people that easily. Wow. Okay, so that's how Dennis grew into a 44-year-old man. Jesus. All right. Looks like we're going to need our own chronomancer one day. So, personally, I don't know. If you would use that on some colonist who's already 60 or such, that's a death sentence right away. The only thing I really didn't like about that was the fact that that was even running after he was already dead. Or downed, at least. That was amazing me the most. But whatever. It's just some things that need some regular treating now. So, I mean, at least we now know why Dennis is a pessimist. If he wouldn't been like that before, you could at least say, after all he's been through, you shouldn't be too surprised about that. Alright, so that was a harsh pill to swallow. Because that's not your regular level 1 raid, but that's Rimworld of Magic, you know. It's just all bonkers when somebody's able to cast magic. And I'm pretty sure that these three will only found a place, and the chances are very, very high that they're not going to survive long enough to see the end of this place. But that's just I consider them the founders of this little place here, and the more the three of them see of this place, the more I think they would be now thinking about screw everybody else. Go us. We are great and they are evil. Like, consider this as a real thing happening. Some random guy shows up and waves with a wave of his hand. One of the people doesn't even move at all anymore, and the other guy just ages away under the wave of a hand, and they just do that because they want to. It's just what they want to. Alright, it's the pirate faction, but It would have been the same if it would have been the Cayenne or whoever. These people are very ruthless, and my little faction here starts to wonder what to do with that or how to react to that. Certainly can say this first conflict with these people made a pessimist a little bit more pessimistic. Alright, poor Dennis. The artery blockage is really nasty. But yeah, there's nothing uncurable. All we would need is more magic to counter the magic. That's the good thing about Rimworld of Magic. You can counter magic always with magic, so we just don't have the magic yet. Just I just realized that I think that this here would bring Dennis one step closer to going on the path of the Wanderer. First off, because he would want to have that kind of power, but also because he wants to revert himself back to normal. Because honestly, if I would imagine myself being 18 that day and 44 the other day with asthma and a hurting heart, I don't know, I would take every option to turn my life back to normal, wouldn't you? So I think Dennis will do some rather unwise choices in the future. I have such a feeling, and I'm looking forward to it, because that's something I really want to do in this series as much as I can. Give you the feeling that the events that happen here form the story, not so much my own idea. I mean, of course, I am building things here and whatnot, but I'm just a game master by heart. I'm doing a lot of pen and paper, and I did a lot of pen and paper throughout my life. Started with the age of 13, and yeah, I'm 35 now, so I never really stopped with that stuff. So I love just telling stories, and Rimworld is a perfect vehicle for that. It's one of the best platforms I found so far to deliver on that. Alright, enough of that rambling. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to build a new area which is viable as a workshop for the colony. I'm not too sure what I'm going to put in there, but I do know that I can't put in the tailoring or the metalworking there. But since I don't have anything like metalworking or tailoring or such, I think I'm going to start with the electric tailoring bench here. So yeah, we're going to build that with wood. Simple design of mine. We're going to have the finished apparel here in that room. Oh well, let's do that once the building's done. But finished apparel here, raw materials there, having a very low walking time between logistics, and also offering a nice tidiness when it comes down to fabrics. I like that design. Alright, we get a archaeological expedition from the Hinthedio. The Hinthedio are the friendly Outlander union here. So that mod doesn't work either yet. It's we're very weird because it's the only situation where the numbers mod doesn't work. I don't know why. Alright, so Connor will have a chit chat with Tanner. As a former entrepreneur, of course Connor does the talking with traders. It's just a logical choice. Alright, so we got here magical books. You see, mage spell, blur, warlock spell, psychic shock. There goes the good stuff. So I don't have the money to go for a complete book, which is a little bit sad, but they don't sell any direct magic style books, only the Blade Dancer, and I have nobody who's physically gifted. You need always the proper baseline on the colonist. So there's a hauler bot though. So many nice things. So we don't We don't need anything of that apart, maybe from that wonderful titanium knife. Ugh, such a powerful weapon. But since I have a plasteel knife already available, I don't really need that. Bronze. A bronze halberd is pretty powerful. Don't underestimate that. Halberds are pretty strong in general. So we're going to buy some telescope to check out the stars. Connor just wasn't able to resist that little gadget here. There we go. But I just thought, with his past as a cult child, the stars and such things must have a never-ending fascination to him, because as a his childhood must have been full of religious beliefs and magic and such things. And now, since he's stranded on a world with real magic, because I think, what cult was that? Which shunned advanced technology, sacred art. Yeah, so these guys believed in magic, but they never were on a planet with magic. So now, I think Connor could get some sort of obsession there. He's incapability of intellectual work, though, is really, really sad, I gotta say. Definitely kind of sad. Okay. So the good things in this world end up being very, very costly, and that certainly was a problem for those three at this day, I think. Because, I mean, a hauler bot is also really, really cool to have. This, generally, I love the robots. They're such a nice add-on. It's one of my favorite mods. As much as the robots feel overpowered once you have them, at the same time you have to think about following it. They are just a freaking costly, and it's a very, very long way to get there. So I'm okay with robots in general. I love the mod. Okay. So let's tell Yana to get the telescope outside. So there we go. Gift from the Hinthedians. Alright, they left me a few scraps of silver. It seems like they considered us a quite poor place, I think. Or how would you understand it if somebody left some silver at your doorstep? But at least this was a positive and friendly scenario for the people of this faction. So, but I think Dennis is still very, very unhappy about that. Alrighty. Place is growing, and now I can drop down the zones I was talking about before. So here goes the one zone, and there goes the other zone. Alright, so in goes apparel. But when you go for the apparel, don't allow bio-coded apparel and don't allow tainted apparel. And this way I make sure that only the really good things that are built by myself are ending up in here. And there, the manufactured resources, textiles, what you need. There we go. So this will end us with a this'll leave us with a really, really nice and efficient place to do clothing. And the zebra got the flu. No, not cool. So let's drop down some animal sleeping spots. Let's do them down here. Just want to make sure that the zebra has a bed to rest on. It's very important when your animals get diseased. You have to have a bed for them, or they're not going to lay down in time to get treated properly. The most animals are having an amazing immunity system. They usually don't die out of a simple flu as long as you tend them. Basically, all it needs is a proper tending, and your animals are getting through the most illnesses quite easily. At least, that's what I experienced during the last few years of playing Rimworld. Alright, going to mine that out a little bit more, and let's go for the flooring. Oh man, I love floors. I love floor tiles. I have downloaded so many of those. Well, let's go for the random paving with that one. Alright. Just want to make sure that the rooms here are starting to get a little bit nicer, because we're now making this place lively, and I want everybody who's living here to be happy with living here, so having a nice flooring helps a lot with achieving that. Alright. Poor Dennis. I really feel for him. But yeah, it's just Rimworld of Magic adds up some really insane and unfair challenges, and well, you gotta stomach that. Definitely gotta stomach that. That's why I started this series on Strive to Survive, or no, it's actually Blood and Dust. But I'm considering a lowering of the difficulty level if necessary, because I don't want to blow up this run only because I was too cocky with the difficulty level. Overall, Rimworld of Magic is, in a weird way, harder and easier at the same time. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but as soon as I have my own mages, it's going to be insane. But before that, mages are so dangerous, as you saw. I mean, that was just humiliating what happened there to Dennis. So, alright, let's define an outside zone for the building materials, because I don't need any stockpile zone for steel or blocks outside. So let's no, that's a raw resource of stone blocks, and another raw resource is the steel. There we go. All right. Turns out I don't have enough Lurzolite blocks at all right now, but I certainly don't have enough workforce at all either, so I'm okay with that. So for today, my main interest is in making this place lively enough to ensure that everybody here is able to call this place a home. Because I think that's one of the things people, human beings, always do quite quickly. So right now we're not doing any real agriculture because nature cares quite good for us. And I'm going to go for hunting quite soon as well. And then we're going to start agriculturing. I mean, in a permanent summer tile, I'm not that pushed to begin with that as soon as possible. There's just no need to do that. Okay, so next up is a own kitchen room. I'm going to mine that out. Oh, that's a good one here. It's going to be the kitchen. I like to have my kitchens in right next to the freezers, because that reduces the amount of dirt in your kitchen by a lot. The more the room of your kitchen is made like only the chef will enter and leave it, the better. Okay. So we're going to send somebody after the zebra right away. And I have to install a peg leg for poor Connor, of course. Somehow slipped my attention. Alright, Connor. I'm very sorry about that. Man. Still wondering how this guy managed to take his leg with just a friggin' pistol. And then it was even biocoded. It was like... was just the icing on the cake, you know. Alright, so let's send Yana to do that. Need material. So I don't have any industrial quality medicine. Damn. Okay. Then again, with such a low skill value on my doctor, maybe I shouldn't be too unhappy about that. Because good medicine always makes the success of the operation more likely. Alright, so sorry, my friend. Well, well. What a tremendous case of bad luck in general. Overall, such things, losing limbs like that, it occurs when there's just too much damage on one body part. As unrealistic as it might be on the first glance from a role-playing aspect, but well, I don't mind. So, a group of crepuscular beetles wandered in. Okay, so crepuscular beetles. A very large arthropod reminiscent of an oversized Hercules beetle. The crepuscular beetle is a peaceful herbivore that originated from a mysterious rimworld orbiting a very faint star, perpetually covered in darkness. This was the home planet of an elusive humanoid alien race known as the Forsakens, and crepuscular beetles were often used as a domesticated beast of burden. Crepuscular beetles are active during dusk. They also don't need a lot of rest, expending much less time than other creatures to replenish their energies. So they are they're simple animals, they are pack animals, they're not particularly slow. Alright, nice. Awesome. I mean, I'm really not unhappy with these buggers joining me. Let's check out if my neighbors are willing to buy them. So, let's check it out. Dixieland. Dixieland would take crepuscular beetles. Okay, at least something. Because I can't train them towards an attack. It's really bad. How much is a beetle worth? 360. Not too much either. Well. So let's set up some new zone for Earth sprites. I don't know what these are. They come with Rimworld of Magic, but we're going to make a grazing animal zone. And there it goes. Let's invert that, and I want to have a lot of areas excluded for grazing animals, because grazing animals, they don't need your food in particular. So I'm not straining my food stocks at all with these beasts. They can eat whatever grows around here, and there's plenty growing around here, so I'm very confident with this. Do I have somebody on the handling? Yes, I do. Nice. Alrighty. So these strange creatures might be very, very alien, but they're also quite unmagic. I think we're going to sell them off. That's at least my idea of dealing with those guys, because I don't have a clue what to, why my colonists would actually keep monsters like these. I mean, they're docile, and obviously not, they're just looking monstrous, but at the same time, I don't consider these guys being people that are like, hey, we want to keep that. That's cool. You know? Alright. Such a chameleon yak, though, on the other hand. I would keep that. Speaking of which, let's tame that donkey. Donkeys are awesome. I love to have donkeys on my colony, always. They're so well trainable. Very versatile animals. So let's check out if Connor is able to tame one for us. Yay! So I got a male donkey. Yay! This is a female donkey. Yay! Even better. Come on, donk. Tame it away, Connor. You can do it. Dang it. Not what I was hoping for. So, let's see if Connor is able to club down the donkey himself. I mean, I don't think so, but... Dog Whisperer. Yeah, that worked quite well. Should have been a dog, not a donkey, I'd say. Alright. So... let's just hope that Connor will win that one. Nope, he doesn't. Of course not. Oh, man. So I'm going to wait until Dennis is completely treated and then going to send the man with a gun after that. And let's see what'll transpire. So, there goes. Pow, pow, pow. Alright, so let's just do a little rescuing thing for Connor, and maybe we're going to rescue the donkey as well. Come on. There's a higher chance of them getting tamed after you rescued them. So let's try if I'm getting lucky with that. So let's tend to the poor thing. And now I can tame away here. Alright, so Connor is getting some treatment now too. Because why not? Dennis loves medical work, so I think it's quite good to give him some training. 400 points just for some brews. That's good. Alright. So, I think there needs to be one more bad event for Dennis, and then I'm going to send him on the path of a wanderer, because I think that will be the point where he's like, come on, I'm done with this. I need real power, and I need it now, not later. Because I think, like I said, if I imagine what happened to him, I would be so out of myself. Research request opportunity. So I could send my best researcher and then they would give me some goodwill because of that. Don't know. Not too interested, honestly. So let's try to tame away on that donkey here. There we go. Yay. So with the donkeys, I now have 2 hauling animals. Of course, I should configure them as grazing animals as well. Alright, so with hauling animals, there has to be another zone. So let's create a new area. Hauling animals. Let's invert that. It's a quite similar thing compared to the grazing animals, with the only change that they are allowed to enter all the storage areas as well, because they can't haul if they can't enter storage areas. So that's why haulers get a different spot here. Oh no, not them again. So Lindsay is luckily not magically gifted, so that's going to be less of a problem there. My friends, we're going to fend off the last attack of those guys, and then it's already time to say goodbye for today. So I'm somehow thinking that Dennis is very, very fierce on this one. Imagine those guys coming again after doing this to you and your friends. What would you do? Definitely give them hell. Alright, so my Crepuscular Beetle is starting to tank. How much damage can they do, actually? 18. Wow. Lindsay, that was a foolish thing to do. They're even cutters. Okay. So, Bonnie Lindsay is magically gifted. We're going to capture her. She's ideal. she's ideal to be one of us. So, seeing how young she was, Dennis suddenly realized that he was too underneath the skin of that old man, and suddenly he grows soft. He wanted to kill that woman quite badly, if you ask me, but now he got second thoughts, and we're going to save her and trying to make her one of us. So there we go. Of course, unless she's completely resistant to recruits, but no. I want to do this. I think this is what Dennis would do. Industrial orphan, like, yeah. She actually already likes Dennis. Or no, Dennis likes her. You see what I said? You see what I said? It's already happening. Wow, that's a lot of wounds on her. Good lord. The grind out on medicine is real. Alrighty, so who's my warden? Connor and Dennis. I'm going to put that on both people because that's way better to manage. Because this way, if one of your entertainers has a mental breakdown, your prisoners don't starve immediately because of that. Basically, that's the long story short. Let's build some more beds. Already out of wood again. Good lord. Always out of wood. Alright, friends, so after this little attack of the sickle wolves, I'm going to say goodbye at this point. It has been a wonderful time, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you're going to come back for more of that, and I would be also very, very happy if you could check out my links in the description below. My social media is feeling a little bit lonely as of lately, and Twitter and Facebook are there for you if you want to get your notifications about new videos somewhere else. So, have a good time until then, and goodbye.